This is our transistor, NPN transistor, transistor CL100S, 100S. CDIL is the name of the manufacturer. So it is a NPN transistor. We have identified the terminals as emitter, base and collector. I have placed the transistor like this. So this is the top view. The green wire attached here near this hat is the emitter terminal. So this is the base terminal, and the third terminal is this, where my pen is pointing. It is the collector terminal. Let us have a better view. We can see that all the terminals are in different columns so that they should not get short circuited. So this is the emitter terminal, this is the base terminal, and third terminal is this collector terminal. Now, using the power supply, let us make the connections. So this is the positive terminal, this is the negative terminal. We have to forward bias the input. It is NPN transistor. So the negative of this power supply is connected to the resistor input terminal, first terminal, and this positive supply is connected to ground, and this base is connected to ground. Now we have connected the supply. Now let us connect the emitter. This is negative terminal of emitter connected to resistor, another terminal, and the positive terminal of emitter is connected to the emitter terminal. Emitter is the input. So this is how we have made the circuit for the plotting the input characteristics. Now one more thing we have to do, we have to connect the voltmeter. So this is our voltmeter. We will be using the scale for 20 volts. Then the positive will be connected to ground, and the negative terminal will be connected to the emitter terminal, so that we will measure the base to emitter voltage. So this is how we have made circuit connections. So the first condition to plot the input characteristic is that keep the output voltage constant. Keep the output voltage constant. So we have not connected any biasing here. So output voltage is 0. First condition. Then we have to vary this input voltage in steps of 0.1 volt. Measure the voltage, this, that is base to emitter voltage using this meter, and measure the value of emitter current using this ammeter. First condition, VCE, VCB, that is collector to base, means in this circuit collector to base voltage is 0 because we have not connected any of the DC reverse bias here. So here in this circuit the input is forward bias, output is reverse bias. We have not connected any reverse bias here. So the value of VCB first condition is 0 volts. It is open. Now before turning on the supply, ensure that it is 0. Now turn on the power supply. I have turned on the power supply. Now increase the value of forward bias voltage such that the voltage across this voltmeter, that is VEB, this voltage VEB must be increased in steps of 0.1 volt. As it is N-type region emitter, P-type base, so it is acting as a diode. So the input characteristic will be similar to that of your PN junction diode. Now let us increase the forward bias voltage in steps of 1 volt and measure the readings accordingly. Using the fine button of the DC regulated power supply, increase the voltage to 0.1 volt. Yes, 0.1 volt. Measure the current. It will be 0. Then increase to 0.2, it is 0. 0.3, 0. 0.45, 0. As soon as forward bias voltage is given, the current will start increasing. Now the current has slightly increased. For 0.7 volts VEB, emitter to base voltage, current has increased to 1 milliamps. We will again increase the forward bias. Now it is 0.74. The current has increased to approximately 4 milliamps. Let us again increase the forward bias. 75. It is around 8 milliamps. Zero 0.79, it is around 14 milliamps. Keep on increasing and measure the values till we get a constant voltage source. Now for 0.82 volts, the current has increased to 20 milliamps and our input voltage source is now converted into constant current source. Now the current will not increase and the forward bias voltage will not increase, but our current is around 21 milliamps. Keep on increasing. So using this meter, voltmeter and ammeter, we have recorded the values. Now let us plot the observation table. So again I repeat, I have plotted the values of input characteristics, that is VCB equals to 0 volts, VEB input voltage I have varied in steps of 0.1 volts, and I have measured the value of emitter current, that is the input current. It is observed that up till 0.6 volts VEB, the emitter current is 0, but as I have again increased the forward bias, the current is rising. Then it is 1 milliamps. At 0.74 it is 6 milliamps, 0.78 it is 14 milliamps, 0.8 20 milliamps, and 0.82 it is 21 milliamps. And now we can plot the observation table, but let us again take some other values for VCB equals to, say, reverse bias voltage we will increase to, say, 5 volts. Now before plotting the observation table, recording the values, I have to add a reverse bias voltage, that is this voltage I have to add, and I will use this power supply. So I will first turn off the previous conditions. So now this negative terminal is connected to ground, negative terminal to ground, and the positive terminal is now connected to the collector terminal. I will directly connect this to the collector terminal. We are only concerned about the So I have connected this positive supply to the collector terminal. Now first turn on this supply. Now it has inbuilt voltmeter. increase the voltage to 5 volts. So this will be our collector to base voltage 5 volts. So we have increased now VCB to 5 volts, that is this voltage. Okay. So let us measure the value of VCB using the voltmeter across collector to base terminal. So I will take out the terminals of this voltmeter. And I will measure across collector to base terminal. So I will place here one probe, another probe here. Yes, so we can see I have reverse biased the collector to base junction by approximately 5 volts. Keep it constant, turn it off. Now remove this voltmeter and simply connect it across your emitter to base terminal. This is our emitter terminal and this is connected to base terminal. Base is grounded. Yes, it is showing 0 values. This is 5. Now first ensure it is input voltage is 0, but don't change the value. We have already set to 5 volts. Turn on this reverse bias. It is 5 volts. Turn on this forward bias voltage. Now we have to increase the input voltage in steps of 0.1 volt and measure the current. Measure the forward bias voltage. Now we have turned this power supply output voltage. This VBC is 5 volts I have set. Now we will increase the voltage, input voltage in steps of 0.1 volt. We will measure this current, emitter current, input current, and we will measure the input voltage VEB on this voltmeter. So let us start. Increase the input voltage in steps of 0.1 volts. So I am increasing, so up to 0.3 volts, 4 volts, 5 volts, it's 0. Now again we will increase in steps of, now it is 0.6. Now the current has slightly increased to 1 milliampere. Now increase to 0.7. Now we will increase 0.6. Now we can observe that the emitter current will suddenly increase. The emitter current will suddenly increase. This voltage source will now convert it into current source as soon as the emitter current will increase. See, it is converted to current source. So we will increase the current. Just observe the emitter. The current is increasing fast, and please observe it is increasing. Our voltage source is converted to current source and the current flowing is approximately, now you can observe it has rise. It is rising. So for 0.76, the current is approximately 14 milliamps. Keep on increasing. Now this source is now converted into constant current source. So at very less forward bias voltage, large current is flowing. On the meter it is showing approximately 22 milliamps. Point 6, it is showing 22 milliamps. So we have made the observation table like this. At 0.7 the current was around 2 milliamps. So we can see that the forward bias voltage has been reduced to 0.76 only. It is not increasing above that. The forward bias voltage has been reduced to 0.76 and the current has increased. Now when we plot the graph then we will see what is the difference. Now let us draw the characteristics for forward bias. 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 0.6, 0.7 and 0.8. First condition, VCB equals to 0. For 0.7 volts the current is 1. Maximum current is 22. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So 0.74 current is 6 milliamps. 74 current is 6 milliamperes, like this. And for 0.8 2 it is 21. 0.8 and here it is 21. Means the current is increasing like this. So this is the case for VCB equals to 0 volt. Now let us see the case. For 0.76 it is 22. So 0.76 is somewhere here and the current is 22. For 0.7 it is 2. So I will overlap this line and now it is increasing like this. So this is our VCB is equals to 5 volt. So this is for VCB equals to 0 volt and this inverse curve is for VCB is equals to 5 volts. So what is our conclusion? As reverse bias increases, voltage drop across emitter to base junction decreases and the value of emitter current increases. So because of the reverse bias, because of this reverse bias, as reverse bias is increasing, the voltage drop across VEB is decreasing and more emitter current is flowing. We have plotted the observation table like this. So this is for VCB equals to 5 volts and this curve is for VCB equals to 0 volt. Now we will plot the input resistance. So R of I for VCB equals to 0 is equals to, say, let us take this value 0.78 divided by 14, voltage divided by current. For this Ri is equals to, let us see this value, 0.76 divided by 14. So it is approximately 0 ohms, 0.5 ohms, 0.5 ohms. Now Ri AC, so this is for DC or static AC. We need two values. So for AC, 0.82 minus 0.78 divided by 21 minus 14. Same for here, Ri AC is equals to any two values. So let us see 0 point, as is constant, let us see these values. 0.76 minus 0.7 divided by 22 minus 2 milliamps. So this will be coming 0.06 divided by 20, and here it is around 0.04 divided by 7. So approximately 0.05 ohms, and here it is approximately 0.03 ohms. So during the forward bias, the input resistance of the transistor is very less. So this was about the input characteristics, their DC resistances and AC resistances. Now we will plot the characteristics for forward bias. Sorry, we will plot the characteristics for reverse bias. Same circuit, same arrangement will be there. We will just change the wirings. Now we will plot the output characteristics. For plotting the output characteristics, let us connect the output voltage source to the common base configuration. So collector is the output terminal, and with respect to this circuit, the positive terminal of battery is connected to collector. So I will connect the positive terminal of this battery to the collector terminal. This red colored wire is connected to collector terminal, and the ground or negative terminal is connected to common base, means base is grounded, so I have connected to the base. So in this way I have completed the reverse bias supply. But now I have to connect this ammeter. But right now with myself I have only one ammeter. So the condition to plot output characteristic is that output characteristics is a plot of output current, that is the collector current, versus output voltage, that is collector to base voltage, at constant input current, that is emitter current. So let us fix the value of emitter current at 10 milliamperes. So first I will set the value of emitter current to 10 milliamperes by varying my input supply. So let us do it. Turn off the power supply. So I have connected the ammeter to this resistor, which was my previous circuit. I have connected the ammeter to the emitter terminal. Now turn on the forward bias first. I have connected the reverse bias also without any ammeter. Now turn on the power supply so that the whole circuit is completed. Now first vary the input voltage such that current flowing through this ammeter, means the emitter current is 10 milliampere. So I will increase the input voltage such that the current is 10 milliampere. Now the current is 10 milliamperes. So I have set the current 10 milliamperes. Now turn off this power supply. Turn off this power supply. Remove this ammeter. Keep it aside. Ammeter can be replaced by a short circuit. So this is replaced by a short circuit. So I have replaced the ammeter by short circuit. Don't vary the voltages I have previously set such that the current is 10 milliamperes. Now please turn off the power supply for the reverse bias and connect ammeter between this input voltage and this reverse bias voltage and the collector terminal. So in this way I have connected, means what I have done, I have connected this milliammeter to this reverse bias. I have not used any series resistances because it is reverse bias. So already it will have a large resistance. Now my circuit setup is complete. Ammeter, this ammeter will measure output collector current, input collector current, which I have replaced by short circuit, it is already 10 milliamperes. Now let us turn on the power supply and record the observations. But before that, I have not connected the voltmeter, so I will connect this voltmeter to the output terminal. So positive terminal is connected to collector terminal. This red color probe, it is connected to positive terminal, connected to, yes, I have connected to collector terminal. Negative terminal I have to connect to ground. So I have connected in this way. Voltage is 0. Both the power supplies are off. Now focus the attention what happens at the ammeter. Ammeter is now going to measure the collector current. I have set the input current to 10 milliamperes. Now as soon as I turn on the power supply, first let us turn on the reverse bias power supply, showing all zeros. Current is 0. Turn on the input. As soon as turn on the input, the current rose to 10 milliamperes without varying any input supply. So at 0 VCB collector current is 10 milliamperes. Now I will increase the reverse bias in steps of 1 volt. And I will measure the voltage also, reverse bias voltage also. So reverse bias voltage is varying as per my input. Maximum I have varied up to 15 volts. And you can see it is converted into constant current source. Now let us plot the observation table. Actually it is not values. The value of VCB is increasing, but my current is constant for all the values of VCB. So what is the observation? Input emitter current when fixed at 10 milliamperes, output collector current at 0 it is 10 milliamperes. Point to be noted, at 0 VCB it is 10 milliamperes. Keep on increasing, the current is constant. The most important point to be noted, VCB equals to 0, IC equals to 10 milliamperes. So this is the most important observation. Now let us change the value of input current to 20 milliamps and let us vary the output voltage in steps of 1 volt and measure the corresponding values of collector current. Now we will see why the value of collector current is same as emitter current. We will see, but let us increase the input current to 20 milliamps. So I will follow the same process. Turn off the power supply. Both the power supply I have turned on. Remove this meter. use in the inside input side, remove this short circuit, remove this voltmeter. Simply we have to increase the input current, turn on the input supply, increase the forward bias voltage such that the current is 20 milliamperes. The maximum current it is showing is only 14 milliamperes. So we will record the IE as 14 milliamps. So I have set IE equals to 40 milliamps because on my ammeter the maximum current is 14 milliampere only. Now turn off this power supply. Don't vary the values of voltage and current. Remove this. Connect it to the output side. Connect this voltmeter.
नीचे ये उधर
I have connected the voltmeter, positive and negative terminals, and the place where I have removed the ammeter, I will replace it by the short circuit. I know that the input is fixed. It is 14 milliamps. Now I will simply turn on the power supply, ensure everything is 000, turn on the reverse. As soon as I turn on the input, you will observe that the current, as soon as I turn on, the current rose to 14 milliamperes and it is following this output collector current is 14 milliamps at zero variations. So VCB equals to 0 and IC equals to 14 milliamps. Now keep on increasing. See, here the reading is negative. I have not given anything. All this 0. Now I will increase the voltage. I will increase the reverse bias. See, I have increased to 22 volts, but still the current is constant. So we can write down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and so on. The current is constant to 14 milliamperes. So what is our observation is now output collector current follows input emitter current. This is because we know that emitter current is equals to base current plus collector current. Base current is only 2%, so emitter current is equals to collector current, or we can write down collector current is approximately equals to emitter current. The value of collector current will never exceed emitter current because of the Kirchhoff's law, the input current and output current must be equal. So the value of output collector current is same as the input emitter current, although it is the voltage is 0. So we can say that output collector current is independent of VCB, but it is dependent on input current IE. So this is our observations and conclusions. Now we will plot the observation table. The observation tables will be very simple. Output current is the collector current in milliamperes. this is VCB. For 0, the current is say 5, 10, 15. Previously it was 10 milliamperes. So in this case, IE equals to 10 milliamperes and our IC was 10 milliamperes. Now here IE is constant for 14 milliamperes and our IC was 14 milliamperes. Now the point is how to make this output current 0. How to make this output current 0? To make this output current 0, we have to change the polarity of the supply like this. See, the current is at 0 values. At 0 values also the current is 14 milliamperes. Now how to make it 0? Just change the polarity. So reverse bias is converted to forward bias. I have changed the polarity of reverse bias to forward bias, and as soon as change the polarity, the current dropped to 0. I will just increase the value. So at 0.8 volts, the current is going to be 0. One, two. So for this 14 milliamperes, the current has gone to at 0.8 volts. The value of IC is 0. That is minus 0.8 volts. Because this is reverse bias is converted to forward bias, and for that forward bias actually it is negative voltage. हमें क्या करना है, हमें इस आउटपुट कलेक्टर करंट को 0 करना है. हमें पता था कि जैसे इनपुट सप्लाई जितना रखेंगे उसके हिसाब से, सपोज मैंने एमीटर करंट रखा 14 मिली एम्पियर, 14 मिली एम्पियर मैंने करंट रखा, इनपुट में फिक्स किया, तो आउटपुट में जो करंट मिल रहा है 14 मिली एम्पियर ही मिल रहा है. वीसीबी हम लोग कितना भी वेरी कर ले, आउटपुट कलेक्टर करंट 14 मिली एम्पियर ही मिल रहा है. अब हमें वीसीबी का ऐसा वैल्यू चाहिए जिसपे मेरा आउटपुट करंट 0 हो जाए. तो मुझे क्या करना है, सर्किट डायग्राम पे मैं जाऊंगा वापस. इस सर्किट डायग्राम पे मैंने यहां पे जोड़ा था रिवर्स बायस. अब इस रिवर्स बायस को मैं कन्वर्ट करूंगा फॉरवर्ड बायस में, यानी ऐसे. ये हो गया फॉरवर्ड बायस, ये था रिवर्स बायस, अब मैंने इसको दिया फॉरवर्ड बायस. अब ये इसके लिए तो फॉरवर्ड बायस है, लेकिन मेरा मल्टीमीटर उसको कैसे मेजर करें, यहाँ पे नेगेटिव टर्मिनल जोड़ा है बैटरी का, तो मेरा मल्टीमीटर तो उसको नेगेटिव वोल्टेज ही गिनेगा. भले ये इसके लिए फॉरवर्ड बायस है लेकिन वोल्टेज तो नेगेटिव है. तो नेगेटिव कितना वोल्टेज दिया हम लोगों ने, नेगेटिव 0.8 वोल्ट देते ही मेरा जो कलेक्टर करंट था, जो एमिटर करंट को फॉलो कर रहा था, वो 0.8 वोल्ट माइनस 0.8 वोल्ट पे, जैसे हमारे मल्टीमीटर पे दिख रहा है, मेरा कलेक्टर करंट का वैल्यू 0 हो गया. सो अब ये जो मैंने ग्राफ बनाया है, तो ये जो रीजन है, ये रीजन हमारा हो गया सैचुरेशन, और ये जो रीजन है पूरा यहां से लेके यहां तक, ये हो गया एक्टिव. अब हमें कैलकुलेट करना है आउटपुट रेजिस्टेंस डीसी या फिर स्टैटिक, आउटपुट रेजिस्टेंस एसी या फिर डायनामिक. तो कोई भी एक वैल्यू ले लेते हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल ये वाली वैल्यू 5 volts divided by 10 milliamperes, तो अप्रोक्सीमेटली 5 किलो ohms इज द आउटपुट रेजिस्टेंस, वेरी लार्ज. एसी लेंगे तो कोई भी दो वैल्यूज का डिफरेंस, 7 minus 5 divided by 10 milliamperes, 2 divided by 10 milliamperes, So the answer is 2 kilo ohms. So output resistance is very, very large. For IC equals to 10 milliamperes. You can calculate for 14 milliamperes also. So in AC output resistance or dynamic resistance, two values has been taken. So actually it is 0, sorry, 10 minus 10, 0, resistance is infinite, so it's very, very large. So in this way, we have plotted the output characteristics. This is saturation region, this is active region. We have not plotted cutoff region. For that, we have to make IE equals to 0. We are not going to do that. So this is all about the input and the output characteristics of common base configuration.